Hi, Stephen from Better Fundraising, and I've got a question about email fundraising for us today. Jennifer writes in and says, during a fundraising appeal, should we be diversifying email authors for each message? Does it matter? So Jennifer says here, during a fundraising appeal, I'm going to take that to mean a fundraising campaign with multiple impacts. So maybe you got a 5 email campaign or a 20 email campaign. And then the question, should we be diversifying email authors for each message? In general, the answer is no. You want all or the vast majority of messages to come from the same person. The reason for that is the same reason that tactic is tested to work the best in direct mail. What we're trying to do in direct response fundraising, that's letters, that's emails, in some cases that's radio and TV. We're trying to mimic a one-to-one relationship from the highest ranking person at the organization to the donor. You want the donor to feel known and important. The highest ranking person is emailing me. And then you want the donor to get to know that person and then the organization. So you don't want to vary up the authors a lot. That's just confusing. However, if you can come up with some other offers that have, because of who they are or what they do, a really interesting or powerful perspective on the campaign that is more interesting, that's something to do. Let me give you an example. For rescue missions in the fall that often do a lot of Thanksgiving fundraising, one of the most successful things I've ever done and been a part of is when you have the cook sign a piece of the fundraising campaign. The cook can talk about how meaningful it is for him or her to put the letters together and can talk about the smiles he or she sees on the faces of the people receiving the meals. The cook can talk about that in a more compelling way than the executive director. I just gave a local organization, a gardening, land conservation organization out here, an idea. They have one person whose job it is to rake the paths. He has raked the paths for 25 years. Imagine what he could say about the joys of preparing the paths for people, about the joys of walking and listening and seeing, about how much joy he gets preparing the path for you, the donor. Okay, now I'm interested. Right? But so it's those other perspectives. Having the senior VP of donor communications sign it really doesn't add anything. But if you can come up with some other signer who, because of perspective or experience or who they are, okay, great. That can help a lot. So if there's a reason to vary it, vary it. I think that's it. I hope that helps. Good luck.